Namaste, a very warm welcome to everyone. Is my voice audible? Can you please comment? Video is clear. Can you please comment? एक बार मुझे बता दीजिए कि मेरी वॉइस और मेरी वीडियो क्लियर है. Watching this insightful session by Personality Care Foundation, can you please comment? Is my voice and video is clear? I am Prerna. I am a counseling psychologist and I am pursuing my PhD. Personality Care Foundation has done more than 120 webinars and various one-to-one sessions. Everyone is joining. Let us wait for few minutes. Thank you, Indupal ma'am. हमने हमारा लिंक हर ग्रुप में अपडेट कर दिया गया है, इसलिए हम थोड़ा इंतज़ार करेंगे. हम लिंक्डइन और फेसबुक पर भी लाइव हैं. हमने हमारा लिंक हर ग्रुप में अपडेट कर दिया गया है, इसलिए लोग धीरे धीरे हमारे साथ ज्वाइन हो रहे हैं. सर्टिफिकेट का लिंक भी डिस्क्रिप्शन में ऐड कर दिया गया है. मैं आप सभी को बताना चाहती हूँ, जब भी आप हमारे साथ किसी वेबिनार में जुड़ते हैं तो आपको ग्रुप में ऐड कर लिया जाता है, तो आपको बार बार रजिस्टर करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है और आप उस ग्रुप को लीव ना करें. आपको उस ग्रुप से नेक्स्ट वेबिनार की अपडेट मिलती रहेगी. एक न्यू अपडेट हमारी फाउंडेशन की ओर से आई है. कुछ लोग सर्टिफिकेट का प्रोसीजर सीरियसली नहीं ले रहे थे, तो हमने कुछ मिनिमम अमाउंट ऑफ फीस रख दी है. And today is International Yoga Day, a global celebration of timeless practices that nurtures our both body and mind. The mental health and yoga are deeply connected. Studies have shown that regular yoga practice can improve your mood and enhance focus and reduce the symptoms of anxiety and depression. Let us remind ourselves that even a few minutes of conscious breathing and stretching can go away for to improve your emotional well-being. सर्टिफिकेट लिंक भी हमने डिस्क्रिप्शन में ऐड कर दिया गया है. And today webinar topic is burnout prevention, the work balance life, industrial psychology and workplace burnout. In today's world, we are judging multiple responsibility. Many of us are silently struggling burnout mentally, physically, emotionally. Whether you are a student, a working professional, or even a caregiver at home, burnout can impact your well-being and your performance and your relationship. Will we explore what the burnout really is, the importance of work-life balance in mentally or emotional health, how industrial psychology helps to understand and address the workplace stress, and most importantly, how we can prevent managing burnout effectively. आज के हमारे एक्सट्रीमली फॉर्चुनेट हमारे साथ आज के रिसोर्स पर्सन है नीरज पवार सर. सर, पर्सनालिटी केयर फाउंडेशन आपका वार्म वेलकम करती है. थैंक यू सर.
धन्यवाद.
थैंक यू सर. सर एकेडमिक रिसर्चर हैं. सर इंडस्ट्रियल एंड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन साइकोलॉजिस्ट भी हैं. सर स्पेशलाइजेशन है सोशल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन साइकोलॉजी में, हेल्थ साइकोलॉजी में और साइकोमेट्रिक टेस्टर्स में. सर इज currently working as assistant professor at Christ University. Sir have more than 8 years of experience in teaching. The sir has presented various papers in various publications and attended various conferences nationally, internationally or globally and awarded 7 sir's paper is awarded 7 papers are awarded. Now sir, thank you. It's up to you.
सभी सुनने वालों को नमस्कार. और इंटरनेशनल योगा डे की लिए सबको शुभकामनाएं, बधाई। और आई होप वी ऑल हैड अ वेरी rejuvenating morning this morning, because there were a lot of events planned by various organizations, and we are talking about workplace and work life balance. So yoga plays a very Indianized perspective for having a better work life balance. Though there is a lot at the back end, but yes, we need to understand the significance of it. And there are a lot of researches going around where the major focus is on how yoga and Indian healing practices can help an individual to have a stable mental health. So, considering that, I have been given an opportunity to take session on burnout prevention, a work-life balance perspective at workplace. So, over here, I would like to start with the presentation. Uh, as a brief introduction of mine has already been given, uh, so I'm currently working in psychology department of Christ University NCR campus. And uh, my major focus is on how people at workplace or at industrial organization level can understand the workplace in a broader or more organized manner, because the literature which is available from management perspective is quite different when we take it from psychology perspective. So and considering that during pandemic, if you look back, many international organizations, particularly outside India, started working, hiring people or professionals for mental health care of the employees at the workplace. So that is becoming a very important concern for major part of the world when it comes to the mental health of the employees at workplace. Next, please. So, what is the risk to mental health at work? So, it's not one. If you start listing, I have listed few with some resources based facts and research articles based inputs, and some of the information is taken from World Health Organization reports, and some of the information is taken from American Psychological Association database to make it more evidence-based facts understanding of how burnout can impact our health or mental health at workplace. So risks of mental health at workplace: underuse of skills or being underskilled for work. There is a lot of challenge nowadays, and AI also entered at workplace. So many employees start thinking that they are not up to the mark, and they are not able to enter into the work field because they are not upskilled themselves. I give you a very small example over here. uh, when pandemic started, most of these organizations started moving or taking work from home for their employees, and to do that they need to train their employees so that the work will not hamper. And for that, this pandemic has increased the demand for new applications, new resources, new devices, where online work can be done. So people upgraded themselves for skills. Those who were not able to adapt with that change, they were not able to have a better mental health at workplace also. That is a very epic example which we recently, almost 4 5 years back, we saw. And even after, still many organizations are working on this direction, where they are continuously giving training to their employees on the upgraded demands of the software and computer based skills. For example, Last 2 years, AI is in demand, so organizations started giving training to employees on AI. There are a lot of webinar certificate courses on AI. Even publishers, if you go to any good publishers, Springer, Routledge, Willy, all international publishers, you will find they have a component where they have identified or give author guidelines for including AI content, how much is permitted, how they have to disclose. So all these are the skills which are required at workplace and they should be upgraded. If anyone is under skilled or not use their skills at work properly, there would be mental health issue, obviously. Excessive workload or workplace under satisfaction. That is very important because excessive workload usually happens when there is a lot of uh, unexpected or ambiguous work expected from the employees. So, if one employee is working in one domain better, this employee is given more work because people around or supervisor of that employee thinks that this is the best person to get the work done. So this person never reacts or never says no to any work. So give this person more work. So excessive workload is there. Workplace under satisfaction is also like you delay the red tapeism. If you would have heard the Lal Fita Shahi, I am not saying it as a progressive nature activity, but again, if you look it from this workplace perspective, it also disturbs the mental health of many employees because uh, they themselves somewhere are not able to process many important documents. Before pandemic, there was a movie or there was a clip. I don't exactly remember it, but it was about a old person who went to the insurance company or bank to claim some amount, but the clerk asked for the money. So this person said, this your file is to that person's table, and this person was struggling a lot because he has to move from one table to another table, and every table has excessive workload. Now uh, it is because there is a pile of work. I am not saying a workload directly, but it is a pile of work which has not been cleared. So, if previous work is not cleared, that also creates a workload for the employees at one or the other point of time. Long, unsocial, and inflexible hours. So, after Hawthorne study in industrial psychology, this was the very first study where it was found that how working hours, workspace should be designed, and many more afterwards. Many more studies were conducted where the working hours previously were not fixed during the industrialization and industrial revolution. It was started where organizations started fixing working hours for the employees. So the mental health disturbs when there is no clear cut line between working hours and home hours. So that long duration is there. Unsocial and inflexible hours. Unsocial means where you do not have, like if you have watched any series of Charlie Chaplin during that world industrialization phase, you will find that there was unsocialized and inflexible working hours. They were not having breaks in between. They were continuously working. If one employee goes to the loo or washroom break, the other person has to take that role because it was machinery work. No one can leave the work in between. So a lot of problems were there with this long unsocial and inflexible hours, which increased the problem of mental health at workplace. Lack of control over job design and workload, unsafe or poor physical working conditions. That still in India, if you go to uh, uh, um, labor laws, you will find there are very specific guidelines about who at what age the employment should be given, what are the uh, timings for the employees to work at. For example, at Factories Act, it is written that any female employee should not be asked to stay back after sunset. Now, they are very specific. They have not given the time 5 p.m. or 4 p.m. or 3 p.m. because at different geographical regions, sunset would be at different timings. So the legal aspect is very much clear that female employees should not be asked to stay back at the workplace after sunset. So let's say in winter, sunset timing is different. In summer, sunset timing in hilly areas, sunset time is different. In plain areas, that is different. So accordingly, geographical region wise, that can be decided by the organization. There is no specific time given in the law for that particular aspect. So we need to understand that as an employee, people don't know those aspects, that what is the clause is available for us. Organization culture that enables negative behavior. If there is an organization culture which motivates or which supports that negative behavior of the employees in the organization, for example, gossiping or bullying other employees, or uh, favoring certain particular employees, or favoritism is being given in certain places, that behavior should not be there in the organization. Limited support for colleagues or authoritarian supervision, uh, violence, harassment, or bullying. There are a lot of cases when these things happen, and people avoid certain situations because it's a matter of bread and butter to someone also. Every individual is not, because in psychology we do understand that there is a individual differences among employees. There are people, those who are vocal about violence, harassment, and bullying, and there are few people, those who don't respond to such situations, but they avoid any such situation where they are facing those things and still working in those pressurized and very specific bullying conditions at workplace. If you go into the research part, there is a workplace harassment scale, psychometric scale also, which assesses that how much your workplace harassment happens at that work, or the workplace promotes harassment or does not promote harassment. So a lot of psychological aspects are there. Discrimination and exclusion, unclear job roles, under and over promotion. Under and over promotion is very important, because let's say as an employee you are putting hard effort for your own growth and the growth of the company. You aligns with the objective of the organization, and then at one point of time you think that whatever my efforts are there, I am not being promoted according to that. Your monetary benefits are not there, your non-monetary benefits are not there as per your efforts, then obviously it disturbs the employee's mental health. Job insecurity, job inadequate pay, poor investment in career development, conflicting home or work demands. So let's say your organization wants you to continue work once you reach back home also, and they want you to finish the submission by next day or by evening before. And now a very fancy term is there, end of the day, that has no meaning at all. It could be 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m. It could be 11 and 11 hours 59 minutes of the midnight. That also end of the day means. So there is no clear cut line where you have decided that okay, after this I will not work. So let's say this conversation is happening between us. This time it is a webinar happening late evening, but we have a mutual understanding why we are doing it late, whether it is coming in between my personal and professional life. or not? Can I take out time for this particular webinar or not? People will be able to attend this or not, or they will be able to understand the significance of this webinar or not. So there are a lot of dynamics when we do such kind of events outside the working hours. And that is the beauty of developing your skills or understanding new perspective out of your working hours. This is not assigned work to me by anyone. I voluntarily choose it. Okay, considering that there are a lot of people, those who are not aware or those who are not able to manage their mental health at workplace, they should be provided. But during my working hours, I do not have time to do this kind of services. So this call is very good to have that. So now it's your autonomy where you can decide whether you want to go for such kind of activities or not. So it is not conflicting work and home demands. It is how you balance, how you prepare yourself to cater needs at work and workplace. Next, please. Now you have to worry about burnout. Why? Okay, so now we will understand that why we need to have a concern about burnout, why it is important for us to understand the significance. Okay, next, please. Key facts. Now, as I told you in the beginning, I have taken facts based evidences. Decent work in is good for mental health. It is 2nd September 2024 WHO database which says that there should be a decent work. Okay, decent work means your role clarity, your job clarity has to be there. There should not be any um, uh, ambiguity at your job role. There should be good supervision, support from the supervision. There should not be any authority given to you, some dictatorship at workplace. There should be uh, there should be difference between boss and leader. Okay, so we understand in psychology, organizational psychology, that boss is someone who commands the team, whereas leader leads the teams. There is a difference between the two. So if you have a good leader, they can create a good and decent workspace, which is very good for mental health. Poor working environment, including discrimination and inequality, which is very high at many various workplaces. It is not about one particular sector. If you start talking to people, those who are working in organization, 70 to 80% people will report this kind of thing, that they have either faced discrimination or inequality or one or the other occasion throughout their work duration or working duration in that particular organization or in different organizations, which is very high. Why it is high? Because some people uh, are not at workplace because they do not have skills. They are just to manipulate the others behavior. That is a irony at workplace at many jobs. So discrimination happens because there are a lot of factors or episodes responsible for that. One very simple key element for discrimination is uh, acquaintances. Okay, so if someone is working with me and this person is an old friend or a relative of one of my known or any contact of mine, so obviously I would have a different behavior to this person as compared to other colleagues of mine. So simply discrimination starts. Again, discrimination is very much common from the perspective of cultural perspective. In India, people come from different diverse cultural sector of various backgrounds. That also leads to discrimination. Language is another point of discrimination. Skills and leadership ability is also, or decision making ability of an individual at workplace is also possible, which can lead to discrimination and inequality. Excessive workload, another factor which can lead to poor work environment. Low job control or job insecurity, pose a risk to mental health. 15% of working age adults were estimated to have mental disorders in 2019. So it is just before pandemic started, 2019, when the WHO is saying that 15% of the working age adults. So working age adults means any person who is between 18 to 65 years of age, because after 65 in most of the cases people do not work, maximum cases, but till 65 various people works. So if they are good physical and mental conditions, so but the problem is 15%, and these factors could be different. Someone could have early job dissatisfaction. So during pandemic there were lot of YouTube videos you can consider, where people started working in various MNCs, and they left those MNCs because they were having some mental health concerns working over there. The environment was not very supportive to those employees. So that was an early career decision for them. For some employees, it could be middle age crisis or midlife crisis. So, according to this concept, people from 35 to 45 years of age start making comparison with their own counterparts, where they feel that at this age, let's say at the age of 40, where I do stand, and the same age where do my other batchmates or senior junior are standing, how much they have achieved. They have grown to a particular level, they achieve various milestones in life, and I'm still at this particular position where I have not fulfilled many of my own dreams. Now I have a responsibility of my kids and family, I have to take care for them. Now this also creates a mental health issue for certain people. And by the time of retirement, if kids do not settle for any employee, so let's say in Indian government jobs, particularly even private sector jobs, maximum people work till the age of 60, 65. But by that age, if their children have not settled at any, I am talking from Indian perspective more, because that is important to understand how things are working in Indian scenario. So now they say they might be other again concerned that my child has not achieved something before I am going to retire. So where they will settle down, or whether they will be able to acquire a job or not. A simple example is movie Three Idiot, where the one of the guy who was interested in wildlife photography, the father had a concern that we have arranged AC for this our son. We have arranged sitting a study area for our son. We make sure that he get all the benefits to all the um, uh, material or the resources where he can prepare well for the entrance exam of engineering and become an engineer. Now, if you see that tension and the frustration on the face of the person when he was explaining all this to the friends of this guy, that I am expecting him to become an engineer. Okay, so this is how the mental health problem work for the different age group within the Indian dynamics. Globally, an estimated 12 billion working days are lost every year to depression and anxiety at a cost of US dollar 1 trillion per year to lost productivity. So now organizations count that uh, working hours and the costs involved in certain work done, and they look into from the perspective of the production, so how much they are losing on the production, or the objectives of the organizations are not accomplished. So they are losing a lot of money, but still organizations does not, various organizations does not still started paying attention on the mental health of the employees. Very few organization does that component, which is very important for everyone. There are effective actions that prevent mental health risk at work, protect and promote mental health at work, and support workers with mental health conditions. So there are efforts going on. Some organizations are they are hiring mental health professionals at workplace. They are constituting core teams over there where their responsibility is to take care of the mental health of the employees. Next slide, please. Another facts and figures are from American Psychological Association. So scientific researchers claim that employees who experience true workplace burnout have a 57% increase in risk of workplace absence, greater than 2 weeks due to illness, 180% increase risk of developing depressive disorders, 84% increase risk of type 2 diabetes, 40% increase risk of hypertension. So depression and hypertension are the most common disorders. Type D diabetes still, there are some other risk factors, but 2020 research focuses more on the hypertension, which starts and then it might lead to type D diabetes. Again, another factor is chronic heart disease. Though the fact is not there, probably this is more recent work which I have quoted by APA. There, I have specifically taken few pointers. There are many such pointers. So, for example, 2022 research claims that there is uh, if burnout is high, it may impair short term memory, attention, and other cognitive processes essential for daily work activities. You might see that people, if start experiencing stress or burnout, um, I have seen employees when some new colleague joins and they start in a very beginning, they feel overwhelmed with the work or the assigned task, and they miss certain things at the meeting points, their diaries or their laptops, or they forget their water bottles which they carry with them. So there are a lot of such things which happen. There are practical examples which I can give you where cognitive processes usually declines for if mental health is not taken care by them properly at a very alarming stage. Next, please. So now, will I burn out? We need to understand the concern or what is burnout actually. Okay, next please. So now I have taken it from World Health Organization, the ICD, Indian International Classification uh, of disorders 11 says that burnout is a syndrome conceptualized as resulting from chronic workplace stress. Now, to have burnout, you should have workplace stress. So it starts with stress, goes till burnout. So the sequence or the ladder is there to reach that burnout stage for any individual, and it is considered to be a syndrome. It's not simply disorder. It's not just burnout with the psychological outcomes or negative behavioral outcomes. It is more to do that with the behavior, as in terms of clinically diagnosed syndrome of burnout that has not been successfully managed. Now, it is important to manage. If not able to manage, the stress leads to burnout. It is characterized by three dimensions: feeling of energy, depletion, or exhaustion. So we also call it emotional exhaustion, increased mental distance from one's job, or feeling of negativism or cynicism related to one's job, reduced professional efficacy. Burnout refers specifically to phenomena in the occupational context and should not be applied to describe experiences in the other areas of life. Now, why this important to note? Many times, people start saying, the students start saying that I am having a burnout state. Now, they are not in a burnout state. Only workplace burnout is considered to be burnout, because as a student they have lot of resources available, but as an employee they need to identify, they use their skills to bring the solution to the problem at the workplace. For example, I don't know how many of you know this uh, case study of Tata Sumo motor vehicle. So the Tata Sumo is the name of the sumo vehicle is not after the sumo wrestlers. Actually, it is from the one of the very senior manager from the Tata companies. So he wanted to develop a very strong build Tata vehicle. By that time, they were not into market of Tata SUVs. So all the employees, all some of the senior employees would to have lunch together. So they used to go to this person's. His name was Sumo. I don't exactly remember the full name, but his name was Sumo. The first and the last name combination, first two initials combined, and then Sumo has been made. So this person was not available for a week for lunch to those employees of the Tata company. Then one day, these people thought, okay, we'll find out him where he is. So he went out, or this people went out and followed this person, Sumo. And this person, this fellow was so much grounded that he used to sit with on dhaba nearby of the company, having lunch with truck drivers, and wanted to understand that what kind of vehicle they would like to love drive when they are not driving a truck, but they wanted to drive a vehicle, personal vehicle for their family members. So based on that interaction, he designed that entire structure of the vehicle Tata Sumo. So that is the idea. So now that is the situation, that they need to come up with a particular design of SUV. The demand of the time was there, but how to develop that design, there should be a skill with the person to design. If not, then how to identify the skill, or how to develop the skill, the resources need to be utilized by the employee themselves. So this is very important to understand, how to utilize the resources, or how to identify the problem to the given solution to the given problem is very important. Next slide, please. So some of the burnout concepts are frustration, feeling lonely, useless, mental exhaustion, feeling of emptiness, little interest in work, thinking about resigning, work fatigue, hating colleagues, criticism at work. These are the common concepts when a person starts feeling about burnout. Next, please. So these are the three, as per the world famous Mashley burnout inventory, where we assess the burnout. Uh, Personal accomplishment goes down, emotional exhaustion increases, and depersonalization also increases. So person is not into what they are in their mental state. So these are the three major components based on that particular assessment. Next, please. Now, I talked about stress. In the definition is also written that stress leads to burnout state. Now, we need to understand, and this is the general adaptation syndrome model given by Hans Selle, which is so precise to give us all three aspects of burnout, how it actually, the smallest component of stress leads to burnout. So, there is a phase one, which is an alarming reaction, where there is a existence of stressor. Now, stress itself is uh, not experienced until there is a stressor. For example, uh, I stressed out when I have to write an exam. Now, exam is an stressor. If stressor is not there, there will not be stress. So now, even over here, it says stressor occurs. When stressor occurs, exam is decided by the university, and I have to write the exam. Stress starts because stressor is existing. Now, if I start preparing for these exam and reduce that stressor, so I am able to manage that stress. But if, let's say, there are different reasons where I could not study and I am not serious about the study or exam, then it reaches to the phase two where there is a resistance, cope with stressor. So now I try to give different rationales, try to make some hard effort. I might ask my friend that can you help me during the exam? Will do cheating and will pass. I will make cheating slips or academic cheating I'll do and write my exam. I will arrange some other sources where I can bribe someone and make sure that I will pass in my exam. So there are multiple factors which I can use, but if nothing works, then the phase three starts where there is an exhaustion. Now, the example I'm giving it is from uh, not managing stress in a right way, though it's a wrong way to do academic cheating, but people does that to manage that uh, thing or reduce that stressor because they have not prepared. That's a tendency among students. I don't take the name of a particular district, but I have seen in a particular area where I have seen students getting zero size photocopies also. One or two I have seen somewhere. They do it for some academic cheating, though they got caught. But yes, that is how they try to manage their stress in the phase two. And then finally they reaches to the phase three where there is exhaustion and they are not able to manage their stress at all. And then it increases or it leads to the burnout state. Now, very simple example I'll take over here. Another example of medical students and recent times you have seen lot of suicides by students preparing for medical entrance NEET examinations where they put their hard effort, they know the resources are there, they put hard effort, but still they are not able to clear that. And people commit suicide once they reach that final stage or even beyond that. They are not able to manage their stress at all once it reaches to the uh, burnout level. So even government guidelines came that at such centers or every such institute mechanism has to be there where mental health assessment should be planned by the organization or by the institution or with the support of some department where mental health services could be provided to any student who is suffering from any kind of stress or burnout state. Because alarm everyone gets, if at alarm stage we can help them, that's the best way to manage those kind of situations. Next slide please. Now, how our sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system reacts. Now, we know all these things happen, but there is an easy way also to understand how we react, how our internal body will react to the situation of stress and burnout. So, functions. Sympathetic nervous system reacts fight or flight response activation. So if we see any alarming situation, our sympathetic nervous system either respond in a fight mode or flight mode. Either we fight with the situation or we run from that situation. Parasympathetic helps to rest down or and digest, deactivation. So it relaxes our impulses when we are in a stress. So if we start feeling that there is a flight or fight situation or response to a particular stressor, we need to start activating our parasympathetic nervous system. We need to work on that more, because that way we can relax. Activation, it stress, it increases, danger or excitement, it activates in these situations. Our parasympathetic nervous system helps to relax them. Recovery, the energy which has been used during that activation process, it helps us to recovery that, and safety it ensures. Heart rate increases. So whenever we feel that heart rate is increasing, we need to understand that there is a stressor. We need to reduce this. We need to decrease that. So we need to work on our parasympathetic. Breathing exercise, breathing increases faster or shallower. It slow downs, parasympathetic slow downs that breathing. Blood pressure increases, parasympathetic decreases that blood pressure. So we can simply see that if pulsating increasing, we need to start working on slowing down it, because our body gives us a response that there is a mechanism which is surrounded us, and we need to relax our body. We need to calm down ourselves so that we can manage that particular stress. Uh, Digestion slowed down, promoted in parasympathetic. Many people feel that they are not hungry when they are in a stress situation. So sometimes our body demands more food also. So when we need to understand it, we can understand it from the eating behavior of an individual. So sometimes under stress, people eat more. Sometimes under stress, people eat less. So it depends on the body mechanism of the individual also. In burnout, diet relaxation, impaired response, suppressed or unable to counteract sympathetic nervous system. Now, we counteract, we need to manage that. If burnout situation reaches, it is very difficult for parasympathetic to manage that. But if we start working on initial triggers or initial symptoms or initial uh, uh, the triggers, we can easily manage the stress level with our own parasympathetic nervous system mechanism. We can do certain biofeedback ourselves in that kind of process, which helps us to relax down and then uh, take the necessary action, plan necessary action, and then try to solve the problem. Next slide, please. Now you have entered the burnout zone. Let's say, assume that you reach that stage, you already are there. So now what you will do, how to come down, how to reduce that burnout factors, or how to manage that burnout is very important. So we'll now talk about more on that. Every support is not professional. Many a times it happens that people come to you, you tell them, and you are not feeling that there is any support you received from that. You told everything to them, but still solution is not there. They simply say everything will be okay. So avoid such kind of interactions. Do not express yourself in front of everyone. Everyone will not help you. You need to have someone which can provide either you professional help, if not personally, then can take you along with them to the professionals, where you will get the right and appropriate solution for your problems at workplace. Next, please. Second important way to manage or strategize your work life balance and reduce your burnout is schedule breaks. You need to schedule it. No one will else will do for you. If you feel that the management will decide that where you will take break, you will be provided with certain schedules. For example, in academic setup, for example, I'm a university professor, so I do have a academic setup where I do have a planned lectures. I can't personalize my time where I'll go, okay, during the class I'll take a break. No, that is not possible for me. But yes, there will be a schedule where I do not have class. Now, how I will manage that time is up to me. I can relax. I can go to someone to discuss something. I can talk to someone. I can plan some research during that time. I can have a rest, particularly that time. I can do some relaxing exercise, meditation, yoga in a sitting position. So how I schedule that break is very important, and that is important for everyone nowadays, because whatever factors we have talked about, over and above all these things, the social media has created a lot of problem in everyone's life nowadays. If we are not with our colleagues, we are on social media. If we are not with our friends and family members, we are on social media. Problem has increased so much that some of the countries or some of the restaurant in India also started um, keeping mobile phones before someone enters into the restaurant. They lock the mobile phone in a particular zone and then let them go for a proper family lunch or dinner so that they can spend some time together. So we need to bring that level of social community or family interaction again, and that is also a good source of breaks. Do not plan certain thing at a stretch. Do not indulge in more social media usage, because that also creates a disturbance in our life. Many people get disturbed because there are a lot of negative information on social media and they get very easily influenced by them. I have a relative, and this person, whenever I go and meet this person always have one or the other negative news to tell, that some people were traveling in a car, private car. Someone stopped them for the lift and then they have looted them out. Someone being murdered on the road. Someone being some certain things stolen when they were not there in the family. So this person always has any negative news. There is, I never heard any positive news from this person, that there is any good news when someone is out for with the family on a trip or something. So it is very important how you schedule your breaks, and these breaks should be meaningful also. So that also brings energy back to your life. Next slide, please. Talk to friends. There is a quite famous saying in Hindi or in Punjabi also. दिल जो खोले होते यारों के साथ, न खोलने पड़ते औजारों के साथ. Okay, so talk to friends. At least you should have a one friend. In US, before pandemic happened, there was a new therapy they invented. In India, we just reached till the point where we have animal assisted therapy, but in US they also have, in psychology, counseling and clinical, they focus also on plant assisted therapy, where client has been given, because after certain age they can't move outside the houses, they can be in the house only. One thing. Second thing, they have trust issues with the people. They want to talk but they can't talk, because if they talk to people, they whatever they have told to them, it will reach to other community members also, and they don't want to do that. So they started having a conversation with plants. They have a plant buddy with them. They talk to this person. They sit with the plant, nurture the plant. They take care of the plant. They talk to the plant. They have, when they have tea, they do it next sitting to the plant and they talk to the plant, because now what is also happening, they are not getting negative feedback, they are not getting responses or argument from the plant. So it is one way expressing everything. They cry, they laugh, they do everything, every emotional expression they do with the plant. So that is something which you will find very soon will enter into the Indian scenario also, where people will be having, you would have seen some of the movies which are focusing on the agricultural part, where farmers talk to their crops. They have this, because the farmer has grown that crop with that feeling of father and son attachment. So that connection is there, so that emotional bond is there. So this is how a friend is important. So it's not important you have 1,000 followers on social media. It's important that you have a good one trusted friend who is available for you to have share all your problems, all your issues, as and when required. uh, you have 10 people to talk, that's fine, you spend time with them, but only one person who knows you very well. And if you see last 10, 15 years, 20 years in movie industry also, you will see that they started focusing more on movies where there are three friends. Dil Chahta Hai movie, three friends. uh, then there's uh, another movie, Three Idiots, three friends. There are a lot of such things where they started giving that impression that okay, three people close together, very good friends. So this is how things being portrayed also. So there are a lot of such kinds of instances. They have a good other friends also, but they are good with themselves within that particular small group. The connectivity bonding is very important. Another component will I highlight over here. Let's say you do not have a in-person friend who is available with you. Start making pen friend. That was a concept when I was a school student. We had a chapter in our literature textbook which was pen friend. Okay, so if your friend is far away, start writing letters to them. Express yourself to them. That is another way. If you cannot post that letter to your friend, at least write that letter, express things in that letter, and keep it with you, so that you express yourself with someone with whom you trust. Okay, at least that mental tiredness goes away. Next slide, please. Professional support for mental health is very important. Do not just trust anyone. Make sure you are taking right approach to reaching to the right professional. Recently in Mumbai, you all witnessed some malpractices or unethical practices in the mental health profession. So there are a lot of such online portals where you will not be able to get a good mental health support. I would not say everyone is like that, but yes, uh, such kind of people actually degrade the market for right professionals in the field. So you should reach to the right person, right resources should be taken care, and support you will receive which is required for you to improve your mental health at the workplace. Uh, there are people, those who are available offline, online, reach to them, search and locate. If not, then there are organizations like this which is conducting this webinar. So they are the right people to support you. If anyone feels having mental health issues, can approach such kind of organizations, those who are contributing to the field, and take directions where they can go, whom they should approach, because they know many experts in the field. They are connected with them, they will be able to guide you or guide such people, those who are facing a lot of mental health challenges at workplace. Next slide, please. Improve your community engagement. It is again important. When I say community engagement, it could be taking part in any kind of activity. If there is a nearby village, you go there, talk to the people over there, be part of their rituals, or help them to improve on their mental health, or planning of their year, or kind of help them in their uh, cropping of fields, or guide them with the new technologies which are accessible to you. You can help them that way. You can be part of NGO where you go and spend some time and play with them. I am not saying do help them to improve everything for them. You Every one of us can't do that, but yes, my point is to have a better mental health. Go to the community, to the reach to the people, spend some time with them, play with them, have fun with them, ask their issues, ask their problems, tell them their problems. You might not get solution, they might not get solution, but expression is one very important thing where you will feel more connected, and your voice will be heard by other people also. That is very important way to have a better mental health situations in your life. Individually you will not be able to do anything, so how you will reach to the community, that's up to you. You can plan anything. You can create some networks where you in person you go. Don't do community engagement online until unless we have again another kind of COVID-19 situation. You still have a scope where could go out, have time spent with community. I would not say religious groups, but I would say create a dance community, create a music community, create a sports community where you go, bring new kids over there, the younger kids over there, train them. If you have skills, uh, ask older people to come there where they can give their inputs and improve the community uh, service, or help the people to have a better health from their own perspectives. So that engagement is very important, which nowadays we know that we all have a very busy schedule. I won't say again it is possible for everyone. Because of that reason, multiple activities I have created in the slide, so that whichever works for you, you can work better on that part. But it is important if that can be brought into the picture for a larger community perspective. Next, please. Physical exercise. That's again, it's healthy mind and healthy body. So if your body is healthy, you will be able to fight back to the challenges, stressors very effectively, and then you will be able to hold the strength of your body for a longer period to fight with those stressors. Because every stressor comes with their own merits, demerits, and time zone. So for example, I told you that exam is one thing, but let's say during exam you had some food and you get upset your stomach, or the weather condition is that the windows are there, and then you were not able to have, because you were hostler or PG, you could not prepare fresh food, you have a cold food, so you had a health issue now. So lot of things are also associated, which are invisible stressors. You can't predict every stressor in advance. So with one stressor there might be chances that other stressors will come. For example, nowadays if you see, lot of people started consuming fast food, packed food, tin food. It is, though there are a lot of social media information which says that all these things are not good, but still consumption is increasing, production is increasing. If they are not good, the production and demand should be reduced, but it's not happening. So now we need to strengthen our own physical strength so that we can manage things in a better way. Um, at the age of around 40, I still walk 5 kilometers where I have and I climb up to fifth and sixth floor stairs without stopping in between. But I have young kids, 19, 20 years of age kids, those who could not climb even one floor stairs, they want lift for first floor. Also from ground to first floor they want lift. So that physical strength is required, and once they are tired, they are not having good sleep, their body is not paying attention, or it's needing more rest, then they will not also pay attention in the classes. So the physical exercises are very important for every individual, and that also helps to manage stress at various levels. Next, please. Yes, if not physical exercises, then yoga and meditation. In last 8 9 years, mindfulness has gained a lot of attention throughout the world, and in India also various people started working on mindfulness, which is the concept we taking from yoga and meditation. So that is, if you are not able to do exercises, you can sit on a office chair, or next to the office chair on ground for 5 10 minutes, or in the open space of ground of your office. Early morning you reach 10 20 minutes before, considering the office space also, building also, ground also, um, or anywhere. If you not able to do it at home, your office is far away, you have to start early, you go there at least 10 20 minutes before, do 5 10 minutes yoga meditation, just relax your body and then do it. You can do it multiple times. You can sit on your office chairs, or um, any place in the office. If during break time you can do some meditation, relaxing exercise. After every hour you can close your eyes. Instead of watching social media reels, you can focus and meditate, do yoga, focus on your breathing, inhale exhale, and relax yourself. That helps you to manage your day throughout, because that is very important. Without that, it is difficult to plan your entire day. The body and mind should be relaxed. I also tell this to students, that when the class changes, subject changes, hour changes, every student should practice it at least for 5 minutes or 2 minutes within the break time, because the brain need to store what has just been learned, and the brain also need to switch to the new subject. Okay, so our brain is so fast. If you start making this arrangement of the brain is so fast that it changes a subject and B subject. It switches from A subject teaching to B subject teaching within 2 3 minutes. For young kids, it's faster than that. Still, in colleges, we give 5 10 minutes break for students to relax and come back for the classes, use restroom, and then come. But in schools, student subject teacher come one after the other, 2 or 3 minutes break hardly they get, and the brain works so fast that they switch between science, math, SST, EVS, Hindi, English, every subject they do very fast, and they learn, they retain, they store. Now, if they do it for 2 3 minutes, that meditation and relaxation, the memory processing will improve, the mental health will also improve with that, because now they are able to retain more, they are able to prepare well for the exam, they are able to pay more attention to the subjects which they are learning and writing for their exam, so that will improve. Next slide, please. Follow your hobby. I intentionally kept this uh, image because we always don't follow our hobbies. At whatever age you are, you should follow your hobby. I saw a Instagram reel where it was said that people, those who born in 90s, 80s and 90s, they are buying games or toys which are reinvented or recreated by some of the companies, and they start playing them again. Now, why? Because when they were kids, every uh, family did not buy those video games which were quite expensive that point of time, and cassette used to come and wired gaming system was there. But now there are many new mechanisms, and I myself bought one of such set just to explore that how now the gaming has become. So it is important that you do follow your hobby. Another video which I saw was saying that the one person, the one aged person, 60s, he was saying that you should utilize 10% of your income or your earning should be 10% should be spent on your own hobbies. Do not kill your hobbies. If you are working, have hobbies, spend 10% of your earnings every month on your hobby, and do utilize. If you want to do painting, do painting. Good, buy good resources, buy good paints, good quality brushes, good quality crafts work. Buy that canvas, buy that, and do paint. So utilize that time, because that is one way of expression your emotions, and that will also help you to reduce your stress and depression. Now again, do not think all these activities will be able to help you to finish your work. You have to spend time there also, but these will not trigger your stress level at a very high level. They will help you to keep it at a relaxing or lower level, and still able to manage. Once you are relaxed, once you are in a normal mental state, you will be able to focus more on your problems to reduce your stress level, rather than it will trigger more. So one experiment also happened in psychology, problem solving experiment, where people, when given task after the task, they were not able to solve it, but once they come back after a short break, they were able to solve it, because with the fresh mind they start thinking. So that is very important. So do take up your hobbies. No one is stopping you if you are professional. Once you start working, that is very important to invest some time, some resources on your hobbies, because so far you have not invested. Again, I'll come back to the movie Three Idiot. Tare Zami Pe, the child was asked to focus more on painting. With painting, he was able to start improving on academics. The teacher used that skill, that hobby was taken to improve the mental health of the child. In Three Idiot also, that the engineer guy who wanted to be a lifetime the wildlife photographer, he took that hobby and he excelled in that hobby, okay, in that particular profession. Now you don't know at what point you create your hobby as your career. So if you start investing in that, you might be in a position to create a new profession altogether. There are lot of content nowadays available on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, where lot many old people in their 60s and 70s, those who were very good in cooking skills, earlier they were not able to do that, but they started creating cooking videos, cookery videos, and now putting it on social media, and they are earning now also with that. So that hobby they converted into that skill also. Now they are independent, they can do so. That is very important for an individual to excel in life. So that is another way to manage your mental health. Next slide, please. These are some of the important resources which I have taken for this particular session. All these resources are taken from American Psychological Association or World Health Organization. There is nothing which I have taken from any XYZ source to make sure that the information is authentic, evidence based, facts based, and it is more applicable for the people or the users so that they can implement some of the suggested ways to manage mental health and make their work life balance more effective. Next, please. Any question answer with that, if that is there. And these are my social media handles. If anyone would like to reach out to me, they can use any one of them and can reach out to me. With that, I would like to thank the organizers for giving me opportunity to take this session on burnout prevention approach to work-life balance.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for sharing your valuable knowledge with us. We appreciate your time, your efforts.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. On a very auspicious day, on International Yoga Day, you have given me opportunity to talk about this particular topic. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Feel free to ask any question. सर्टिफिकेट का लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन में ऐड कर दिया गया है, आप वहाँ से अपना सर्टिफिकेट अप्लाई कर सकते हो. Sir, everyone is appreciating you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you,
Such
ma'am.
a informative session. Do not forget to subscribe our channel. Thank you, sir, for such an important topic. I think so. No such queries there. Thank you, sir, for this informative session. If you have question, thoughts, or personal experience you would like to share, please comments. Sir, one comment is there.
Yes. So Mansi says, I am a teacher. I am very much work oriented. So please tell me government स्कूल में क्लास में बच्चों को कैसे कंट्रोल करें बावजूद इसके कि मुझे पता है कि मैं अच्छा पढ़ाती हूँ. सो मानसी जी, टीचर्स हमेशा कोशिश करते हैं, जो अच्छे टीचर्स हैं वो हमेशा कोशिश करते हैं कि वो बच्चों को अच्छा ही पढ़ाएं, अच्छा समझाएं और ट्राई टू पुट 100% टू ऐड देयर नॉलेज. जहां तक मैं समझ पा रहा हूँ, गवर्नमेंट कॉलेज, गवर्नमेंट स्कूल्स में एक एक पर्टिकुलर ग्रुप से जो बच्चे आते हैं, अब आप किस सब्जेक्ट को पढ़ाते हैं उसके ऊपर डिपेंड करता है. आप किस एज ग्रुप के बच्चों को पढ़ाते हैं उसके ऊपर डिपेंड करता है. आप किस मेथड से बच्चों को पढ़ाते हैं उसके ऊपर डिपेंड करता है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, जैसे अगर आप मैथ्स पढ़ाते हैं मान लीजिए, और आप ऐसे बच्चों को पढ़ाते हैं जहाँ पे फिफ्थ सिक्स सेवन्थ के बच्चे आते हैं और आप उनको कोई कॉन्सेप्ट समझाना चाहते हैं, तो आपको उनको कंट्रोल करने की बजाय आप उनको ऐसे मेथड बताएं जिनसे वो एक्टिविटी करके पढ़ाई करें। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, आप बुक से क्वेश्चन देते हैं उनको कि आप इस एरिया का मेजरमेंट निकालिए, कितना एरिया है, ठीक है, लेंथ हाइट वेड्थ दी हुई है और एरिया निकालिए, सर्कल है एरिया निकालिए। आप उनको बोलिए कि अपनी किताब निकालें और किताब का एरिया कैलकुलेट करें, ठीक है। आप उनको बोलिए कि आप उनका लंच बॉक्स निकालें, उस लंच बॉक्स का एरिया कैलकुलेट करें। आप उनको बोलिए कि ज्योमेट्री बॉक्स निकाल के उसका एरिया कैलकुलेट करें। उनको बोलिए कि अ, अगर आप उनको मान लीजिए साइंस पढ़ाते हैं, तो साइंस आप उनको क्योंकि आजकल ऑनलाइन इतने मेथड्स अवेलेबल हैं, जिस कॉन्सेप्ट को आप पढ़ाते हैं उनको प्रैक्टिकल बेस पे आप उनको अगर आप ले जाएंगे तो आपको कंट्रोल करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी बच्चों को। आप बच्चे आपसे खुद बोलेंगे कि मैडम इस मेथड से हमें ज्यादा अच्छा समझ आता है, आप ये पढ़ाइए, इस तरह से समझाइए। और इंटरनेट इज हेल्पफुल इन दैट वे। आपको ग्लोबल लेवल से आपको बहुत सारे अप्रोचेस, जैसे जापान और चाइना में, पर्टिकुलरली चाइना में उन्होंने स्टार्ट किया है लास्ट 2 ईयर से। जब बच्चे स्कूल में जाना शुरू करते हैं फर्स्ट क्लास में, वो बच्चों को ये वीडियो दिखाते हैं कि उनके पेरेंट्स जो हैं वो कितना स्ट्रगल कर रहे हैं लाइफ में, और उनके लिए पैसा कमा रहे हैं ताकि उनकी पढ़ाई के लिए वो खर्च कर सकें। तो बच्चे इमोशनल होते हैं और फिर वो फोकस करते हैं कि पढ़ाई हमें ज्यादा करनी है, कैसे करनी है फिर वो। तो मैं नहीं कहता कि हम वही मॉडल लेके आ जाए, क्योंकि हमें पता है गवर्नमेंट स्कूल में बच्चा आ रहा है तो वो उस तबके से आ ही रहा होगा जहां पे पेरेंट्स हाई क्लास या मिडिल क्लास से नीचे हैं, ठीक है। तो आप उनको इस तरह से ओरिएंट कीजिए, बच्चों को उस तरह से चीजें समझाइए, अपने सब्जेक्ट को स्पेसिफिकली आप करके बता सकते हैं। जैसे साइकोलॉजी में मैं आपको एक एग्जांपल देता हूँ। अ, मैं एडमिशन इंटरव्यूज लेता हूँ, कुछ कॉन्फ्रेंसेस में मैंने सेशंस चेयर किए जैसे चेयरपर्सन के तौर पे। और मैं उनको पूछता हूँ कि फॉर एग्जांपल कि आप ये मेरे को बताइए बच्चे, आप यहाँ तक आ गए हैं, आपने यूजी पीजी कर लिया, आप पीएचडी कर रहे हैं, आप ये बताइए आपने अपनी पूरी लाइफ में क्लासिकल कंडीशनिंग को यूज करके ऐसी कौन सा कॉन्सेप्ट लर्न किया है। और बच्चे नहीं बता पाते। उन्होंने थ्योरी पढ़ ली कि क्लासिकल कंडीशनिंग थी, पैवलव ने एक्सपेरिमेंट किया था, डॉग और स्लाइवेशन और फूड और बेल रख दिए और एक्सपेरिमेंट खत्म। लेकिन वो कंडीशनिंग, क्लासिकल कंडीशनिंग, अगर हमने उसको अप्लाई ही नहीं किया तो हमने पढ़ा ही नहीं ना फिर। तो आप जो भी सब्जेक्ट आप पढ़ाती हैं, और यहाँ पे आपने लिखा वर्क ओरिएंटेड, ठीक है। जो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन साइकोलॉजी या ऑर्गेनाइजेशन पर्सपेक्टिव से आप समझेंगे, तो स्मार्ट ओरिएंटेड होना चाहिए आपको। दैट इज द वे यू हैव टू हेल्प द स्टूडेंट्स टू लर्न एंड ग्रो, ठीक है। आप जितना ज्यादा कंट्रोल करेंगी बच्चा नहीं पढ़ेगा। आप जितना ज्यादा अपने आप को वर्क अल्कोहलिक बनाती जाएंगी या वर्क ओरिएंटेड बनाती जाएंगी, आपका भी मन नहीं लगेगा कुछ टाइम में पढ़ाने में, क्योंकि आपको लगेगा मैंने सब कुछ यूटिलाइज कर लिया अपने रिसोर्सेज, अब नया क्या। आपको नया सिखाना है तो आपको थोड़ा सा एफर्ट एक्स्ट्रा डालना पड़ेगा। यूट्यूब पे बहुत सारी चीजें हैं। यूट्यूब पे तो चैनल्स बहुत सारे हैं जो लोगों ने बच्चों को काउंटिंग सिखाने के लिए ड्राइंग का यूज किया है, ड्राइंग सिखाने के लिए काउंटिंग का यूज किया है। तो बहुत सारी चीजें हैं विच यू कैन यूज। There is another comment. Sometimes you don't want to experience burnout, but you need extra work and side hassle for money. How can we go about it? Uh, Hausberg's theory of motivation clearly states that money is not a motivating factor. So we need to understand that what motivates you, whether money or your work. Second thing is, it is important that we need to utilize our resources and knowledge and skill in such a manner that will be able to earn money. if you think or anyone thinks that extra work will earn the money, it is not. Smart work will do that. So you need to plan your work smartly so that you can manage your time and resources effectively and can make extra money. If you study book on effective executives by Peter Drucker, you will find your answer, because in that book Peter Drucker says that all the executives or senior people of CEOs of the company do not attend parties for fun. They do attend parties to discuss what new they can create, what is the new demand in the market, or how to handle their competitors in the market. They do attend for that reason, not to have drinks and dance over the party. So we need to understand the significance of the time and resources. So accordingly, you will be able to manage the extra income whichever you want to have. Are we supposed to pay for that's organizer's question.
Yeah, you have to pay minimum amount of fees. No such query. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for giving us time. We
Thank you.
appreciate your
Thank you.
efforts. Hopefully आप हमारे साथ आगे ऐसे ही जुड़े रहेंगे. Thank you, sir.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you.
सर्टिफिकेट का लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन में ऐड कर दिया गया है, आप वहाँ से अपना सर्टिफिकेट ले सकते हो.